Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 267.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On this episode, you're going to learn whether it's better to pay down a mortgage or buy a new car. But before we get started, I wanted to let you know about another awesome podcast called Profit Boss Radio. Profit Boss Radio is hosted by MBA and certified financial planner Hillary Hendershot, who highlights inspiring women who have created success in their financial and professional lives. Each week, you can tune in and hear how women have paved the road to sustained success with both beliefs and actions. Check it out at profitbossradio.com. Well, today is Listener Question Day. And here is our question. Linda, we have a third baby on the way and want to know, should we pay down our mortgage or buy a new van? I'm 35 and my wife is 33. We have $25,000 in a lump sum to either pay down the mortgage, it's at 3.5% interest and 17 years left, or buy a new van for $35,000 at 2% interest. With the interest rates so close together, I wasn't sure what would be the better deal. Please let us know what you think. We love your podcast, David. Well, David, that's a great question. But I think there might be something else we need to talk about as well. But first, I have to say, paying down a mortgage with a lump sum, I believe to be completely overrated. I don't think there's any rush to be paying off a 3.5% loan. And I always talk about how you can make a 1/12 extra payment and pay it down in advance and save thousands of dollars and pay it off years early anyway without having to take that whole lump sum to do it. What you do is you just take 1/12 of your payment. So if your payment is $1,200 a month, 1/12 is an extra $100. You add that $100 to the $1,200, make that $1,300 a month payment so that at the end of the year, you have one full extra $1,200 payment you've made. And that is going to be paying down your principal every month, an extra $100, and it's going to pay it off sooner. So you just take your mortgage payment, divide by 12, and add that 1/12 onto your payment. It works like a charm. I do it myself. Actually, I do more than that. But it is super easy to do. You don't have to waste a lump sum doing that. You can use cash flow to do it and get virtually the same impact. So I would suggest you don't use it to pay down your mortgage. 3.5% interest is certainly very low. You also get a tax deduction on your interest paid on your mortgage. So it just, to me, it's completely overrated to pay off your mortgage early. Now, as far as buying the van you said would cost about $35,000 and you would borrow the money. So you have $25,000, you'd borrow $10,000 at 2% interest. Well, first of all, if you're buying a brand new van, you know when you drive it off the lot, you're going to have substantial depreciation. Just because it's no longer being bought at the dealership, you're going to lose probably at least $5,000 driving it right off the lot that day, and then continual depreciation in years 2 and 3. So I would not suggest buying a brand new van. I think what you should do is buy a van a couple years old with really low miles on it and in great condition, someone who has barely used it, and there's lots of people out there that have barely used vehicles that you can buy for much cheaper than they ever sold for new. So I would say buy the van a couple years old, pay cash for it, and maybe you can even get it for the $25,000 and you won't have to take a $10,000 loan. That would be ideal. Now, I want to bring up another issue because I see that you're focused on your mortgage and concerned about debt. But again, I don't think mortgage debt is a bad thing. And I've shown you a way to pay it off earlier anyway and save thousands of dollars and pay it off years in advance. So we've taken care of that. We have talked about not buying a new van, but buying a used van and saving the money and saving the depreciation from that. But there's something else we need to talk about. As usual, I'm not hearing any rush to start a retirement fund. You didn't tell me what your retirement funds are, or if you have an IRA or a 401k or anything like that. But at 33 years old, you need to be starting your retirement fund. Rather than have everybody focused on paying off their mortgage, I think a much better and more important thing is to get everybody rushing to start their retirement fund. Because why? The compounding time that you have will make it a lot easier for you to save an enormous amount for retirement by starting early. So the earlier you can start, the better off you are going to be, the less it's going to cost you. So I would say you've got to get started with a retirement fund. I'd like to see you investing regularly in this retirement fund. Maybe whatever payments you were going to pay on your van, instead redirect that toward your retirement fund and start investing on a monthly basis into maybe an all market index ETF. Something that is equity oriented, that's growth oriented, that is going to get you some higher compounding rates. You need to make sure you've got that in your portfolio. So you've got to get that investment program going and get your compounding building and working for you right away. So I would say let's introduce the retirement plan. If you haven't got one already, if you do have one, great, continue and try to put more into it if you can. And if you haven't gotten started yet with your retirement plan, that is the next focus that you really need to be concerned on and really focusing on like crazy. So you want to get as much into your retirement plan as soon as you can and get that growing. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button. And I'd love to hear your review and rating over on iTunes or Stitcher Radio. If you haven't gotten your 11 quick financial tips to boost your wealth, go on over to lindapjones.com and pick up the quick and easy one-pager that tells you 11 quick things you can do to get your net worth growing. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.